In this video, we'll walk through how this stunning advertising design is created from scratch. From retouching, compositing, coloring, lighting, and realistic shadowing, everything will be explained in detail. So without wasting any time, let's dive right in and start creating. First, let's start by creating a new project. I'll set the resolution to 4000 pixels to give us complete freedom, choose 16-bit color for better depth, and then hit Create. Now let's bring in the product image, this one right here. You can find all the images I've used in this project available for download through the link in the description. Now go to the Select menu and choose Subject. Once the subject is selected, press Ctrl+J to create a duplicate of the product selection. After that, delete the original layer. Now we're going to make some adjustments to the color and contrast of this image. To do that, go to the Filter menu and select Camera Raw Filter. Let's start from there. Follow these settings with me. I'll start by increasing the exposure and contrast to give the image more impact. Then I'll slightly boost the highlights and reduce the shadows to clean up some of the noise. Next, let's move to texture and add a small amount for extra detail. A bit of clarity will also help. After that, we'll jump straight into the detailing section, raise the sharpening, zoom in, and reduce the noise using noise reduction. That's looking really good. Perfect. Now let's press OK. Let's create a solid color adjustment layer and choose a color like this. Then create a clipping mask by holding the Alt key. We'll change this color later. This layer will be used for shadows, so change its blending mode to multiply. Press Ctrl+I to invert the mask. Now let's create a solid color adjustment layer and choose a color like this for the background. Click on the mask, then select the brush tool and increase its size. Set the flow to around 49% and gently apply the brush on the right side of the product. Click once, hold the Shift key, and brush like this. Do the same thing on the left side. After that, reduce the flow to about 19%, then apply the brush to the middle area. Hold the Shift key again. Secondly, let's bring another solid color adjustment layer, and this time will be in white. Press OK, create a clipping mask, and press Ctrl+I to invert the mask. Then change its blending mode to overlay. Then reduce flow 25% and reduce brush size. And then let's start by painting the lights. Let's start by the main shining part in the right side, then left side, and after middle. Very nice. Okay, that is not bad. And let's draw the rim lights into the edges. This time I will increase the flow 49% of the brush, which is to give it one here, another one here, and another one right here, pressing Shift. Now change its blending mode into screen. Let's just make this color darker and more saturated, the color of the shadows. Now here you can see the before and after effect on the bottle. Now just reduce highlight opacity into black flow, reduce to 9%, and change foreground color. Then apply on above highlight to reduce its effect on product. Now change its blending mode into color dodge. Very nice. Now let's bring the brightness of this bottom part down. So let's just create a curves adjustment layer, and let's just decrease the brightness, create a clipping mask, and press Ctrl+I to invert the mask. And using the brush, we will make this dark as well. Let's just make this dark, that's cool. Pause the video. If you want a design like this, subscribe. Comment design and subscribe if you want more videos like this. Watching till the end, you're ready. We can also create another curves adjustment layer and then increase the overall contrast of the bottle. Something like this. So let's see. Here is before and here is after. Now we have a 3D product. That's very nice. Let's bring all these layers into a group and let's name it Soft Drink Cane. Next, let's bring in this image of the hand. Go to the Select menu and choose Subject to extract it from the background. Then press Ctrl plus J to duplicate the selection. Convert this layer into a smart object. Now press Ctrl plus T and rotate it to create the motion and effect we're looking for. The main thing I'm focusing on here is keeping the bottle centered in the overall design. Now unhide this layer. Press Ctrl plus T, rotate the bottle. After rotating the cane, then we reduce size of soft drink cane. And try to place it in the center of the lemon first. After that, we can adjust the hand accordingly. Let's make it a little smaller. Something like this. That is very nice. Now let's erase this part of the bottle. You're creating a mask, and we can erase it using different tools. So I'll put a point right here, another one here, and let's just put another one right here. And then pressing Ctrl Enter to make it a selection, and then press Ctrl Backspace to fill it with the background color. Now let's bring in the next element, which is this slime twist. Go to the Select menu, choose Subject, and then press Ctrl plus J to duplicate the selection. Delete the original layer and convert this one into a smart object. Now press Ctrl plus T to transform it. First, flip it horizontally, then rotate it slightly and position it right here. Then create a mask, change foreground color black. Now change brush into hard, rounded brush. We can now erase some parts. Increase the flow to 100%. So let's just erase this. Press one point and press Shift and press into this part, and then press Shift and press into this part. I'm just using the brush to remove these parts. Press one touch here, press Shift and press into here, another touch here, and another one. Press one touch here, press Shift and press into here, another touch here, and another one. Enlarge the brush size and erase the unwanted areas. Next, create another copy by pressing Ctrl plus J. Remove the mask from this layer. Place this part over here. Then create a new mask. Using the brush tool, do the same thing again. I'll erase everything except the top part. Erase all other unwanted parts from Swing Slime Lemon. On Swastik Creations Lab, I turn complex Photoshop ads into simple steps. Subscribe and learn it properly. If you want professional advertising designs without shortcuts, subscribe to Swastik Creations Lab. I don't just show effects, I explain why they work. Subscribe to Swastik Creations Lab. If you enjoyed this tutorial and want the original project file, comment design below. I'll share the download details in the comments or description. Now let's focus on the background. Create another solid color adjustment layer, and this time choose a very bright, saturated orange-green yellowish color, something like this, and press OK. Then press Ctrl plus I to invert the mask. Using a soft, round brush, increase the brush size. and gently apply it once to create that backlight effect. Just a single touch like this. It looks amazing. Now create a new layer and select the gradient tool. Choose the black to white gradient and apply it from top to bottom. Convert this layer into a smart object. After that, go to the filter menu, choose Distort, and then select Wave. Follow my settings and hit OK. You'll see a vertical black and white striped pattern appear. Next, go back to the filter menu, choose Distort, and select Polar Coordinates. Now change the blending mode to something like Overlay and lower the opacity to get a subtle effect. Finally, create a mask and using a soft, round brush, gently fade the edges like this. Now let's enhance the backlight even more. Duplicate the backlight layer by pressing Ctrl+J, then change its color to white. Press Ctrl+T and scale it down slightly. The idea here is to create a strong, bright white light in the center followed by another light layer in a bright green tone. You can adjust the size using Transform, then shift the color slightly toward yellow, something like this, and press OK. Once everything looks good, select all the related layers, press Ctrl+G to group them, and rename the group background. Now, select the hand layer, group it, and rename it Hand. Next, group the lower lemon layer and rename it Lemon, E. And do the same for the upper lemon layer, renaming it Lemon, R. Now that all the elements are in place, the next step is to paint the light and shadows and add some special effects. Let's start with the lemon at the bottom. I'll begin by adjusting its color to make it more greenish. For this, I'll use a Hue Dot Saturation Adjustment layer, enable Colorize, and add a green-yellow tone. I'll increase the saturation to make it more vibrant and slightly darken it until it looks right. Next, I want to remove some of the green from the highlights. I'll double-click the layer to open blending options, then use Blend If. Hold the Alt key to split the slider and gently remove the green from certain highlight areas. That's looking nice. Here's the before, here's the after. This is the result after using Blend If. Now disable the mask, right-click on this layer and choose Rasterize Layer, then choose the Lasso tool and select the watermark area. Right-click on it, choose Fill, and hit OK. This will remove the watermark above the slime twist. Repeat the same process for the other watermarks. After that, re-enable the mask and unhide the hue desaturation layer. Now let's start painting the light and shadows. I'll begin by creating a curves adjustment layer and darkening it slightly, something like this. Then press Ctrl-I to invert the mask and paint the shadows in the areas where light shouldn't fall. Change the foreground color to white, then select a hard round brush. Since this area should be in complete shadow, paint it in like this. For cleaner edges, we can also use the pen tool to select this area, since it's a sharp edge. Once the selection is ready, press Ctrl plus Enter. Then switch to a soft round brush, lower the flow, and gently paint shadows over this area so they fade gradually. Something like this should work nicely. That looks really nice. Now let's do the same thing for this top layer. I'll bring in the hue/saturation and curves adjustment layers, duplicate them, and place them here. Then create a clipping mask by holding the Alt key and clicking between the two layers. Next, remove the effect from the curves adjustment layer, and now we can start painting the shadows. Change the foreground color to white, select a hard round brush, and paint in this area since it should be in complete shadow. Paint it in like this. Now I'll increase the shadow depth by double-clicking on the curves adjustment layer and darkening it a bit more. For cleaner edges, we can also use the pen tool to select this area since it has a sharp edge. Once the selection is ready, press Ctrl plus Enter. Then switch to a soft round brush, lower the flow, and gently paint the shadows so they fade in smoothly. Something like this should work nicely. At this point, the bottom part should be in shadow, so let's paint that in quickly. Next, we need to paint the shadows on the bottle itself. Bring up the bottle group, and this time we'll create the shadow using a solid color adjustment layer. Choose any color for now, create a clipping mask, and then sample a dark color directly from the bottle. Change the blending mode to something like multiply, then press Ctrl plus I to invert the mask. We'll paint the shadows in two stages. First, we'll add the contact shadow. This is the shadow created where two surfaces touch, in this case where the bottle meets the lemon. So let's just make the brush small and let's paint over this area something like this. And let's do the same thing in these areas. So this is nice, maybe we can fade it in some areas here, for example, and that's very nice. Now let's bring the brush a little bit bigger and decrease the flow, and let's paint the cast shadow, which will be smoother, softer shadow, something like this. Maybe we can fade it from here. That's very nice, that's very nice. Now let's do the same thing for Lemon 02. Create another curves adjustment layer, Darken it like this, make a clipping mask, and press Ctrl+I to invert the mask. Then paint some contact shadows in this area. And increase the brush opacity for a stronger effect. Something like this works really well. Looks nice. Now let's repeat the same process for the bottom part. Just follow along and continue with the same steps. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this professional Photoshop advertising workflow, make sure to subscribe to Swastik Creations Lab. It really helps the channel grow and keeps these tutorials coming. Now let's work on the lemon that's being held by the hand. Bring the hue/saturation layer and create another copy by holding Alt and dragging it onto the lemon in the hand. Next, select the Object Selection tool. Choose the lemon area, press Ctrl+J to duplicate it, and apply a clipping mask. After that, create a curves adjustment layer, create a clipping mask, and increase both the darkness and contrast, something like this. Press Ctrl+I to invert the mask, and then paint the shadows using a soft, round brush. I'll keep the flow around 20% for a smooth, natural result. The lemon shadowing looks amazing and very realistic. This is the before and after. Now let's move on to the hand. Select the Object Selection tool and choose the hand as the subject. Press Ctrl+J to duplicate it. Next, create a curves adjustment layer and darken it slightly, something like this. Then add a selective color adjustment layer and adjust the hand's colors. Just follow my settings. On Swastik Creations Lab, I break down high-end advertising designs into simple, step-by-step tutorials. If you want to improve your Photoshop skills and design like a pro, subscribe now. Finally, change the blending mode to color so it only affects the color of the hand without altering the lighting. Now we can create another curves adjustment layer to give the hand a more 3D look. Increase the contrast like this, then press Ctrl+I to invert the mask. Set the flow to around 50% And using a soft round brush, gently paint shadows over the darker areas. Next, create one more curves adjustment layer and brighten it. Clip it to the hand. Press Ctrl+I and paint in some highlights where the light should naturally hit. Adding highlights here really brings the hand to life, and that looks very nice. Here's the before, and here's the after. That looks really nice. Now we need to add some highlights to this lying part. We'll do the same thing using curves. Increase the brightness, press Ctrl+I to invert the mask, and then use a soft round brush to gently paint highlights along the edges. Very cool. Apply the same steps to the upper lemon as well. Use curves to increase the brightness and follow along with my settings. It looks really nice. Now let's bring in the next element, the lemon pieces. Go to the Select menu and choose Subject, then remove the original layer. Using the lasso tool, select just one lemon slice, place it in position, and convert the layer into a smart object. Press Ctrl+T to transform it. Rotate it and scale it down. Then duplicate the layer by pressing Ctrl+J. Next, go to Filter, Arrow, Blur Gallery, Arrow Path Blur, and follow my steps to create a motion effect on the lemon slice. Something like this looks really nice. Now let's group lemon slice both layer and give it a name. We'll create several copies by pressing Ctrl+J. Place this one here, then press Ctrl+T and scale it down slightly. Something like this looks really nice. Just follow my steps. Next, create a blank layer for the next element. Water splashes. I'm using a water splash brush to add a sense of freshness to the design. You can download this brush from the link in the description. First, add the water splash effect behind the can. That already looks nice. Transform its size and slightly rotate it, and now I will change its color by simply pressing. Control U, remove the color, and then increase the lightness. Something like this, so this is very cool. I want it to follow the resin or the rotation of the other elements. By using brush rotation, we can add water splash effect on above another lemon slice. Follow my steps. If you're serious about learning professional Photoshop ad design step by step, make sure you subscribe, because we post tutorials like this every week. If this tutorial helped you even a little, imagine what's coming next. Hit subscribe and join Swastik Creations Lab. From blank canvas to cinematic ads, this is what we do here. Subscribe and don't miss the next upload. Subscribers see the full process. Non-subscribers see only the result. The next video goes deeper. Subscribe so you don't miss it. This technique alone is worth subscribing for. Add water splash effect on Antoher lemon slice and follow my steps. I add another water splash effect by selecting another brush style. It looks nice. Now I'll add the next element, condensation water droplets on top of the can. Press Ctrl plus T to transform the size and rotate it so it perfectly matches the shape of the can. Then go to the blending mode menu and choose Color Dodge, which creates a very realistic and impressive effect. I'll also use Warp Transform to match the edges along the surface of the can. Something like this looks very nice. Next, I'll add another water droplet effect. Transform and rotate it to match the Slime Twist lemon above. Then change its blending mode to color dodge. After that, press Ctrl plus L to adjust the levels and follow my steps. I'll use another water droplet effect, increase its size, and apply it over the other slime twist lemon part. Then change its blending mode to linear color dodge. After that, press Ctrl plus L to adjust the levels and follow my steps. Finally, duplicate this layer and place it where the first water droplet layer was. It looks better than the previous one, so I'll increase the levels again using Ctrl plus L. Just follow my settings. Now the next thing I'm going to create is a glow effect. For this, I'll make a new layer and pick a green color. Something like this. I want more glow in the background, so I'll create another new layer and use a soft round brush with a large size. I'll change the brush color to white, then reduce the brush size slightly and apply it like this. After that, I'll change the blending mode to screen and place the glow effect here. It already looks nice. I'll duplicate this layer by pressing Ctrl plus J and place it here as well. Finally, I'll add a curves adjustment layer, reduce its strength, and invert the mask by pressing Ctrl plus I. Using a soft round brush with low flow, I'll gently paint on the corner edges of the background. It looks amazing. Our design is finally ready. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and comment. Here is the before, and here is the after. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more informative design tutorials like this every week.